The US military has begun construction on a pier meant to boost deliveries of desperately needed aid to Gaza. The small coastal territory has been devastated by more than 6 months of Israeli bombardment and ground operations against Hamas militants.
As an update for our humanitarian assistance support operations to establish the maritime corridor off the coast of Gaza, I can confirm that U.S. military vessels, to include the USNS Benavides, have begun to construct the initial stages of the temporary pier and causeway at sea.
Earlier, a UN spokesperson said a United Nations team in the Gaza Strip visiting the site for pier and the staging area for maritime aid operations had to seek shelter in a bunker for some time after the area came under fire. Highlighting the dangers in Gaza, Pentagon spokesperson said that some type of mortar attack caused minimal damage near an onshore area, but it did not impact US operations or equipment. Now, this comes as Israel stepped up airstrikes on Rafah overnight after saying that it would evacuate civilians from the southern Gazan city and launch an all-out assault. This despite allies' warnings that it could cause mass casualties. Meanwhile, according to reports, Israel is willing to come down from its original demand for Hamas to release 40 living hostages in exchange for a temporary ceasefire in Gaza. This after the militant group refused an offer crafted by Qatari, Egyptian and US negotiators that would have seen it free that many abductees. Reports say that Israel is now willing to accept the release of just 20 hostages in the first phase of the truce deal, so long as those released are either women, men over 50 years of age, or those who are seriously ill. Now, on the other hand, a pro-Palestinian US group filed a federal civil rights complaint against Columbia University following last week's mass arrest of over 100 demonstrators. This comes as student protests over the Israel-Hamas war are spreading in a number of college campuses. Protests on many campuses have been orchestrated by coalitions of student groups. The groups largely act independently, though students say they're inspired by peers at other universities. Several dozen students at the University of California, Los Angeles joined the nationwide Gaza protest encampment movement in a peaceful demonstration. According to the encampment media team, the protesters are largely made up of students and alumni. They are demanding the university to refrain from corporations they say profit from the Israel-Hamas war and call for an immediate ceasefire. The University of Texas campus saw peaceful protests. University officials pulled back the campus barricades and allowed another demonstration involving students and some faculty members on the main square underneath the school's iconic clock tower.
Everybody move! Everyone move!
While about 50 students at George Washington University set up a tent encampment on the school's university yard, Harvard University in Cambridge, Massachusetts, locked most gates into its famous Harvard Yard to prepare for any protests which may emerge.
I look at yours because they're so
Meanwhile, Boston police said that 108 people were arrested at an encampment at Emerson College. Police said that 4 officers suffered injuries that weren't considered life-threatening. Other universities to see encampments were Northwestern University, Yale University and more. Overall, more than 530 arrests have been made in the last week across major US universities in relation to protests over Gaza.